gathering, there's a great multitude from many kindreds, peoples, and nations.
I knew it.
So go ahead.
Verse 12. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world,
And the fall is
and the diminishing of them, the riches of the Gentiles. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 12. Now, if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them, the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? Verse 13. For I speak to you, Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles. I magnify mine office. Verse 14. If by any means I may provoke to emulation them which are my flesh, and might save some of them.
Might save some of them, you see. So that's provoking them to get into the scriptures. That's right. Because it's basically saying, listen, man, they're going to be saved before you guys, man. The most I look at you guys as being a bunch of damn hypocrites. You're going to die in your sins. That's what Yahweh Shai told you about. You understand? Because they don't understand the whole purpose of why Yahweh Shai came. Why the apostles, the disciples, why they came. Because there was controversy. That's why they were sought to kill Paul. That's why they sought to kill Yahweh Shai and the apostles, man. Why they were going to bring about great controversy, man. What Yahweh Shai and the apostles do was very, very controversial. That's why Yahweh Shai had to make it plain. Listen, I don't come to change, to destroy the law and the prophets. Because that's why a lot of people might have thought that he was trying to do. He was trying to change ancient tradition. He was trying to say, no, he was trying to say, listen, these Israelite foreigners, they can be brought back in. Because they're still Israelites. The Most High is merciful. You understand? But according to the law of Moses, if you are found not keeping the law, you're supposed to be cast out of the congregation. You're seen as an Israelite. That's right. So that's what they stood on. That's what the Jews with the circumcision stood on. When Yahweh Shai and Paul came about to say, no, there's a new thing now. They can be grafted back in. You understand? And that's why the Jews of the circumcision went about to kill Paul. And that's right. Because they were saying he bring about blasphemy. He's trying to change, he's trying to destroy the law and the prophets.
They thought he took.
Yeah, trying to pervert the minds of the people.
Against the law.
Trying to pervert the minds of the people.
That's what they're accused of.
Verse 15. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world,
the Jews.
That's right.
The world of Israel.
Wait, hold on. Repeat like
Verse 15. For if the casting away of them
which have been the Jews of the circumcision,
be the reconciling of the world,
right? The whole world which is Israel, where
what shall
that's also going back to Ezekiel 37. The two kingdoms.
Coming together, no more two nations.
what shall the receiving of them be? But life from the dead.
So you're talking about this is a thing that where Paul is going on between the Jews of the circumcision and the Israelites that were cast, that were scattered.
Verse 17. Okay. Jump to 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree,
Like thou is coming to the Jews in Rome. He said, you're a wild olive tree because you were raised up in Rome and Italy and
Verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree.
So the branches is talking about the Jews of the circumcision. They were broken up because of unbelief.
Because those that were unbelief, they didn't believe in the Messiah. They kept the law, but they didn't believe he was the Messiah. That's the unbelief they had.
We'll just bring a quick precept before you. Jeremiah 11, verse 16. Yahweh called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of goodly fruit.
That's right.
With the noise of a great tumult, he has kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken.
That's right.
For Yahweh of hosts that blind thee has pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel first place anyway.
Hold on. Someone give me Psalms 18. Psalms 80. 80. Yeah.
Psalms chapter 80, verse
80 verse 8.
Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt, thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it.
Right. So who are the heathen? Talking about the Canaanites, different Canaanite tribes. And then planted that vine in the Holy Land.
It says, thou preparedest room before it and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land.
Right.
The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs thereof were like the goodly cedars.
Right.
She sent out her boughs unto the sea and her branches unto the river.
Talking about our children, our descendants, our people.
Why hast thou then broken down her edges, so that all day which pass by the way do pluck her?
So all the way that passed by the way to pluck her, talking about these other nations.
Yeah, the takers, it says, the boar out of the wood does waste it, and the wild beast of the field does devour it.
So the boar of the wood does waste it, talking about again these heathens. And the wild beast of the field does devour it, talking about this other nation devoured us. Yeah.
It says, return we beseech thee, O power of hosts, look down from heaven and behold and visit this vine.
Visit this vine, man.
And the vineyard which thy right hand has planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself.
Right.
It is burned with fire, it is cut down, they perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. Let thy hand be upon the man of thy right hand, upon the son of man whom thou madest strong for thyself.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. You know what I mean? Talking about that vine, which is us.
That's right.
It's weird because the Most High's favorite tree is the olive tree.
Yeah. Isaiah 5 and 7. For the vineyard of Yahweh of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah is pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold the pride. Jeremiah 2.
When you get out of olive tree, you get oil. And the oil represents what? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Wisdom. Understand?
Understanding as well. Some people have knowledge and wisdom, but they don't understand it. That's how the false doctrine will come. If you have understanding, it's not.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's different. Then applying
Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy and right seed.
That's right.
How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
That's our people, man, mingling with the heathen.
Taking
Mingling and taking on their way, man. Interbreeding them. That's why Nehemiah got mad when I started draping up Jakes, man. Ripping their hair out. Why? Because you had a lot of our people who were intermarrying with them.
Nehemiah
Got physical.
he got physical.
That's in Nehemiah. This is why the holy seed has mingled itself with the heathens in the land, man, and learned their works. And that goes into Genesis chapter 6, man, about the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men and went in unto them. The Most High Spirit departed from us because we're supposed to do that.
That's what the Bible says in Isaiah 13 that everyone that should be trembled unto them thrust through. So when we telling our people to come out, I was having a conversation with a lady, right, from France. Her thing is, so she knows the truth. And I was telling her, yo, come out of it.
That's Satan.
You come out of it, right? And she's like, come out. And I was like, and I gave her the Isaiah 13.
Husband or white man.
Husband is a white man. But she knew that I was still with my husband. I was still with my husband, right? And I said, listen, wait, when it comes to you, when I say you're going to be thrust through, she stopped talking to me, me and you. I said, that's fine. I was up to you. Yeah.
Because she look at me like you're muscle-headed guy. That's how they perceive the prophets to be.
And she claimed to be the truth. And she claimed to be the truth. And yes, she don't want to get that. You see, they want to have the sweet part, yeah, but they don't want to take the sour part. But you have to eat the whole roll.
You know what? Because she's been deceived. She don't understand that the man who she married is the serpent.
At the end of the day,
She would know,
that's a
but
portion.
it'd be too late when she knows.
But that's our people. They're so foolish.
God is not mocked.
Foolish and
Whatever you
Sottish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're so complete. I would get beat up by the white man. That's the one.
Let me read
that one got past knockout twice.
Jeremiah 4:22. Yeah? For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
Yeah, no
They are wise
understanding.
to do evil, but to do good, they have no
There's a lot of
knowledge.
people, they don't know their worth.
Oh, yeah, they're
Don't
quick.
know their worth.
You know what? They're quick to do evil.
They're very
but
good at
to
that.
do
Crafty.
good is a problem. It's a problem to do good.
Flesh is the flesh.
Yeah.
Verse 17, yeah. So this is the book of Romans, chapter 11, and I'm on verse 17, I start at the top. And if some of the branches were broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in
Grafted back in.
among them, and with them partakers of the root
Partaken of the root.
and fatness of the olive tree.
The fatness of the olive tree. Go on, wait, go on.
Verse 18. Boast not against the branches.
Boast not against the branches. Don't be boasting. Let's say, oh yeah, because the gospel been turned to us. Don't be boasting against the Jews and the circumcision.
Can't.
You know what I mean? Because that's why Paul said. He said, listen, they of the uncircumcision, if they start keeping the law, what does that then make them? That means the uncircumcision is circumcision.
Exactly.
And they of the circumcision, if they start breaking the law, that makes them circumcision of the uncircumcision. So what the difference between all of y'all? You're all Israelites.
That's right.
You're all Israelites.
That's right.
You get me? So they don't be boasting. Because they can also, they're part of the Israelites too. They're part of the other Jews too.
Thou bearest not the root.
You bear not the root, meaning you have no understanding.
Yeah, the root is
We're having the
Hawashai.
Then Yahweh Shai,
That's right.
the whole reason why Yahweh Shai came.
That's right. But the root, thee. Verse 19. Thou bearest thee. Boast not against the branches, for if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee.
That's right. See, so Hawashai bears us, not the other way around.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
the point.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Verse 19. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in.
You might be grafted in.
Verse 20. Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off.
Because of unbelief, they were broken.
Yeah. And thou standest by faith.
You stand by faith.
Be not high-minded.
You know, I mean,
But fear Yahweh.
fear Yahweh.
For if God, Yahweh, spare not the natural branches,
Because if the Most High don't spare the natural parts, which is the Jews and the circumcision,
take heed, lest he also spare not thee.
spare not you. You know what I'm saying? So, Most High spare not you. Because remember, it's the Most High that put the spirit on you to be cast out. So if you start getting proud, the Most High will cast you out again.
Can I just add just one little bit again here, please? So this is Romans 11 and verse 22. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity.
Balance. That's balance. Balance. Goodness and severity of the Most High.
So let me read over again. So Romans 11, 22 to 23. Alright, Romans 11, I'm on 22. Behold therefore the goodness and severity of God Yahweh on them which fell. Severity, but towards thee, goodness, if thou continue.
If stipulation.
If thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. Verse 23. And they also, if they abide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for God is able to graft them in. Again.
That graft them in again. So those, even showing you, those that are casted out can be brought back in. That's the reconciling. The adoption.
Verse 24. For if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and were grafted in, and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which be the natural branch, be grafted into their
Read
own.
again, slow down.
So this read it from the top. Romans 11, verse 24. So if thou were cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature,
Because we as a people are wild, we're rebellious by nature.
stiff-necked and
Nature, we took on other customs. That's what made us wild by nature.
and were grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much more shall these, which he, the natural branch, be grafted into their own olive tree?
Yeah, because you was against your own nature. You were full of the ways of the Gentiles. So if you could be grafted back in, and remember the Jews of the circumcision, they're already in there, they already know their identity.
Exactly.
So if you can be grafted back in, you're walking contrary to your nature. You're walking according to the nature of the willow tree,
That's
or
right.
the pine tree,
That's right.
or the whatever tree.
You shall add a
So
nation,
if you could be grafted back in, how much more them? That's still in their natural.
That's right. Natural branch.
They're still following the Lord. They know who they are. They know who their ancestors are.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So,
Verse 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery.
they don't be ignorant of this mystery. That's what I'm saying. One mystery. Think that you're not believing, right?
Lest ye should be wise in your own conceit, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, Yahshua.
Blindness is happening in parts of the Gentile people. Man. You know what I mean? Blindness, man. A lot of people are ignorant. There's ignorant, man. There's beef with our people, like the Nigerians, the so-called Nigerians and the Jamaicans. Or you went to slavery. Yeah, but you was colonized. You know what I mean? You know, all this beef.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Ignorance, man. You know,
When you go there, the American saying that, the yin and you put in a kata, so therefore they hammer.
yeah, they're Hamites.
Well,
That's his hatred. That's his
One
hatred.
thing about ICBK, they're not diligent to study. When it comes to certain history, they're good. When you mix the prophetic with the history, they're not good at all. In order for you to know that a guy from West Africa is Jake, you're going to have to be good at history and the prophetic at the same time. And then you become carnal if it's the case.
I really don't know. When I first came into this truth here, and I learned from ISUBK, first before I went to GMS here, and ISUBK, they say that if you're not on the side, then you're going to slavery. Basically. So, my granddad is a Nigerian man. So they teach that if you're Nigerian or whatever, you're a Hamite. So I thought I was condemned. But the most I spirit making, I still go out there and teach. But later when I found out about GMS, then he's still Israelite. So
GMS is the most spiritual camp out there.
yeah. So flipping, I'm out there cursing out Nigerians saying, oh, you let our people into slavery, you wanted into slavery. And little did I know that this, I wanted them.
Genesis 49, right?
That's how the spirit
It was a prophecy about the north, essentially like America. It was mainly a prophecy because he knew that there was going to be part of us were going to go to captivity over there. And before we went to captivity, the northern tribe was there already. So it was going to be a manifestation of Ezekiel 37, the northern tribe and Judah, America. So when we talk about a sign, it's mainly to do with America.
That's right.
But then the other scriptures showing that, it was scattered all over the place. Now you got something called cognate. Cognate is the ability, so basically study where you look at a culture, alright? And then you look at the way they behave and the customs. How do you think all those Edomites went all over the place and wrote a book about certain people, Hebrewism in West Africa, and the book that you have like for the northern tribe? How do you think they came up with that? Because they were able to check the Bible and look at the history and the culture, the custom, and look exactly.
It's so plain and tame.
So when you come to that, ICPK is behind. They don't understand that at all.
You have to understand here is that when you're in this truth, you'll be blinded to a degree and you will know how working eyes to see. Because when I came, I was blind. I was out there cursing Nigerians thinking that they have my they led our people into slavery. But in a while, most of our eyes, they're Israelites. Understand? Because
And then you got the outside. Most of them I know that for the spirit. Outside people, obviously right now, Esau, they're on top of that.
Exactly.
Back in time, they used to work my country. We used to go in the bell out. The one that really, listen, they're so strong. Then I thought about when Joshua conquered the land, there were some of them there. And he told them, yo, you can control waters and you basically you can be our little slave. These people can work, man. When you come to physical, they can work. And the Israelites were like, are they the Canaanites? Will you be that they're the Canaanites? You know what I'm saying? So Nigeria, you got Hamak there, and you got Chick, but mostly Chick. But the Eagles, Yoruba, are Chick.
Definitely.
because I've been to Nigeria, and in like Lagos, you see certain individuals there that look like Hamans. They're very dark. Contrast to the
And they said that was that phenotype. It's easy to see, man. It's easy to see. That is Africa now, the truth that I have. I've been looking, man. I've been looking.
So when you go you will.
Listen, I've been knowing who is who, man. I've been knowing. But then again, you've got those who look like Thermite. When you look at the spirit, like the Madingos. You got the Madingos, the one that are higher up, they look like Chick. And you got those that come from, they look like Hamites. But in that spirit, it's Israel. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. The filter is this word. It's how you filter out our people. Because right now, we're not supposed to be concerned with the mass majority of our people. It's just the elect. You know what I'm saying? That's how you sift out the elect. The scriptures.
Look, you got people in America
Bring out the
saying
scriptures
that.
and the my sheep is my voice.
Up against it, you know.
They'll come. The Most High's word don't have no place in the heathen. You know what I mean? We only have places in Israel.
That's right.
See? So this is a very spiritual thing. It's not about how you feel that you don't want this man to be king because he looks white. This is the Most High's word. You'll be the servants.
Yeah.
Understand?
With the messenger.
Yeah. So I'm going to read verse 25 again for you. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be
But the thing
ignorant.
is, Paul is, verse 26 is going to teach you why Paul was bringing out all this anyway.
For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
So the Gentiles become it.
And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob, the high priest. Verse 27. For this is my covenant unto them,
Unto Israel,
when I shall take away their sins.
this goes back into what we was talking about in the first place, about salvation.
That's right.
Just being for Israel.
That's right.
Paul knew that. This is why he's bringing out these things in the first place, linking up the two kingdoms come back together as one. And Yahweh Shai being, Savior to adopt us back to the Most High. So you got two more
Just as you bring it, I just want to bring out two more scriptures. Just to bring out Acts 2, chapter 2.
Acts.
Yeah. I
got it. Acts 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Who's he talking to?
Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahushua of Nazareth, the man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know.
Now, when Paul spoke that, yes, you read my mind. I've got it ready. And this is where he was quoting from.
Joel chapter 2.
I've got it already. The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 32. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that whosoever, say whosoever you just heard in Acts, so who's he speaking to? Shall call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh our power, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem.
This is where Paul is teaching.
That's where he was teaching from. Yeah, shall be deliverance, as Yahweh has said, and in the remnant whom Yahweh shall call. So there is a remnant he will call. That remnant will hear his voice and keep his commandments with the faith of Yahweh.
The election of grace.
Boom, Yeshua.
I'm going to do something a little different this week. So usually I end with what's going on with the Lord. But also, I want to reiterate that Yahweh hasn't given us a license to sin. So we can't just use that as an excuse to do whatever we want to do. So today I'm going to read from Psalms 149, from verse 5 go down to verse 9. And it reads.
If I can read it, because we have to be edified. It was never, you could never use that as a bit to see. You would say, no, men going. No, actually, men going to talking about the event of the word, the history, how we came about slavery, and how we're going to get in the kingdom. All of that was what Yahweh doing. But it was never like we can see and say men going of the Lord. But now that can be the case. That can be the case because there's the two that are sinning. Because the Most High has chosen them to be destroyed. They are predestined, so that's the thing of the Lord. So you have to be, but through the Spirit, there's understanding. But the point that he's making is we can't use that to go actually and see and say that I'm sinning because I'm going on. That's completely
That's all.
That's right. So this is Psalms 149 from 5 to 9, and it reads from verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory.
And if you read from verse 1, it lets you know that the saints are the Israelites anyway.
Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Verse 6. Let the high praises of God Yahweh be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. Verse 7. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people. Verse 8. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Just like they did to ours.
Verse 9. To execute.
And that's the balance of the Most High, you know. Most High hates a false balance. How are you going to have your people, your kings and priests in chains by people you don't care for and don't have the reverse, man? Yeah. That's right.
Verse 9. To execute upon them the judgment written.
And what's good about the Bible? It lets you know that the saints are going to be the one executing this.
This honor of all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Back in the days of King David.
It's an honor.
Around King David wiped out the nations. To war with them, man. That's how it's going to be like. It's going to be like back then. King David was the king.
That's right.
And the sword, man. You go into Psalms, man, I tell you that he can break steel with his arm, man. They didn't shred them down. He made them run before him, man. You know what I'm saying? He said in the name of the Most High, we can't fear no man. That's a dangerous man.
That's a dangerous Jimmy. Fear no man, he's ready.
That's a James in his right mind.
What can man do unto me? In the name of the Most High, trust what can man do unto me?
He was keeping
Mighty men. They said David played with bears, like with sheep, man. Lions, like yeah. Roughly paraphrasing. That's that. It says, he that's least shall be as David.
Okay, Israel, we're about to close out now. So, as always, this is my ending scripture. As my brother here did a different one. So I'm going to keep it traditional.
That's right.
And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. So, anytime you want to say this replacement theology, you've got to hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Eat the whole roll and then speak. And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. And it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh our power and keep his commandments. For For this is the whole duty of man. Verse 14. For our power shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
And with that, we're going to close out. We're going to give our praises to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai,